You're watching CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown.
Hello, I'm Amy Johnson. Here's a look at our top stories. The most powerful Pacific storm of the season is bearing down on Northern California and Nevada. A rare blizzard warning is in effect through Sunday for a 300-mile stretch from north of Lake Tahoe to south of Yosemite National Park. Up to 12 feet of snow is expected. Now, it's also impacting driving. Chains are required on Interstate 80 between Sacramento and Reno, but there is a silver lining in this blizzard. California's snowpack is inching toward normal for the season. Well, closer to home, a live look from our Blue Ridge camera this afternoon. We're also expecting more snow in our mountains this weekend. KCAL News meteorologist Paul Deanno has a look at the Northern California storm and local conditions in your next weather.
Good afternoon to you. We have a powerful storm moving through northern and central California. Unlike the past few powerful storms, which were aimed directly at us, this time we get a glancing blow and folks to the north get a direct hit. That direct hit may mean several feet of snow, perhaps up to 10 feet of snow in the central Sierra, where that green color right there is a widespread blizzard warning. They'll see winds up to about 80 miles per hour in the mountains as well. We have a winter storm warning that's one notch lower when it comes to wind. We'll get about a half of a foot to a foot of new snowfall above 7,500 feet in the San Gabriel, San Bernardinos, and the higher elevations of the San Jacintos. It's also going to be windy. All of us will be breezy at a minimum tomorrow, Saturday, when it rains. But we're looking at strong winds, 45 to 65 miles per hour in the mountains and our inland deserts, all the way to Las Vegas and southern Nevada. Finally, we have a high surf advisory in effect. Even when the sun comes back Sunday and Monday, the ocean will be churned up to the tune of 7 to 10 foot waves in Ventura County. High risk of rip currents for Los Angeles County as well. Friday has been interesting because some of you have had rain or showers or drizzle all day long north and west of Los Angeles, closer to the storm. But south of Los Angeles, sunshine has been out. It's been a pretty pleasant, pretty calm afternoon. As we look at the extended forecast, rain does move in this evening, even if you have the sunshine this afternoon. We will be showery. It's not going to be a ton of rain, but we will get some rain on Saturday, on and off, pretty cloudy, pretty breezy. Sunday, the sun comes back in the afternoon, and Monday and Tuesday of next week, sunny but chilly, highs in the mid-60s. That's your KCAL forecast.
All right, Paul, well, we are following some developing news. The CDC has dropped the 5-day isolation period for COVID. Here to walk us through this update is Dr. Suman Radhakrishna with Dignity Health Northridge Hospital. Thanks so much for joining us, Doctor.
Thank you for having me.
Can you start out by, walking us through the CDC's new guidelines?
COVID has mutated so many times, and the new variant is more like an upper respiratory illness. So just like how we take precautions for upper respiratory illness, which is stay at home until all your symptoms are gone, or at least there's no fever without any medication for at least 24 hours, symptoms are improving, is the right step to take now. Of course, do remember, if the mutations continue and we have mutants which are more virulent, the older restrictions will start to come back.
So really, this approach is in line with the other respiratory viruses.
That's correct.
And COVID, because it has mutated, is now weaker than what we experienced before.
That is what we are seeing, but for somebody who's experiencing the intense body aches, the fever, the feeling down for several days, makes it still very, very risky. And that's why we are recommending that whenever possible, go get vaccinated. If you've been exposed, try to limit exposing other people by possibly working from home, wearing masks, and still keeping that 6 feet distance.
And what recommendations do you actually have for your patients, especially those that are a little more vulnerable?
Two things. The patients who are vulnerable should get vaccinated. Their family members and immediate caregivers should also get vaccinated so that they can form a ring around the patient and avoid the infections from reaching the patient. In case they've been exposed, they should quarantine and monitor for symptoms. And if they do get symptoms, call us soon. Paxlovid works best if it is started early on.
And doctor, I know that we can get vaccines for COVID year round, but what about for the flu? Is it too late to get a flu shot?
People are asking me that. The problem, we just saw the weather forecast. Things are all over the place. You know, by now the sun should have been shining outside, and we are still going through winter storm watches. The flu season typically ends March 31st, but it may continue on if this kind of unsettled weather continues forward. And if you get the vaccine today, it starts protecting in about 3 to 4 weeks. And something is better than nothing. So please go get vaccinated.
All right, doctor. Thank you so much for your time and all of your insight. We certainly appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Well, Orange County is known for its beautiful beaches and communities, but now it tops the list for toughest place to find a rental in California. KCAL News reporter Michelle Geely previews the new research.
Rachel O'Connell behind me here has been in this Huntington Beach apartment for a month. But I gotta tell you, it wasn't easy. She tried for 2 years to find the right apartment here in Orange County. One of the main reasons is affordability and problems finding vacancies. An online rental listing site has now come out with a list saying that Orange County is the #1 toughest place to find an apartment rental in the state of California. San Diego being #2, Silicon Valley #3. So Rachel, what do you think the hardest thing was for you about finding an apartment?
Definitely it has to be affordability and the lack of vacancies within the county has been the hardest thing to find.
And so what was your trick to finally finding this place?
I actually posted on a community social media platform that I was looking for an apartment, and the manager of this complex replied to my post.
And so you moved in just about a month ago in January, but as we said, you'd been looking for 2 years.
Yes.
Luckily, you said you have a family home in the area, so you were able to kind of use that as a safety net and stay there until you did find a rental. Otherwise, you would have had to have jumped at something earlier, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to live with my family in the meantime. Otherwise, I probably could have been stuck somewhere where I didn't feel as safe as I do here. Or as comfortable.
And just to go over, you're in a 1-bedroom, 1-bath in Huntington Beach, not far from the sand, and you're renting for how much a month?
$2,050.
And how does that compare with what you saw?
It's a very excellent price for the area and just Orange County as a whole.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Well, the LA City Council has greenlit a proposal to develop mobility hubs in LA and Long Beach. The more than $10 million contract will lead to on-demand transportation like bike and car sharing services in multiple locations. In all, there would be 13 hubs near metro rail stations and 85 satellite hubs. LA Mayor Karen Bass says the mobility hubs are expected to serve annual subscribers, walk-up users, day passes, and so much more. Well, we continue to highlight culturally and historically significant sites in LA's Black community. Be sure to watch our 30-minute special, Look at This, LA's Black History, right here on CBS News Los Angeles tomorrow at 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. and on Sunday night at 7. This has been CBS News Los Angeles, The Rundown. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll be back live at 3 o'clock right here on CBS News Los Angeles.